Good morning and welcome to episode 3 of Craft Here and Now. Today I would like to demonstrate how to fix a mistake when you miss a chain stitch on your previous row. Today I'm wearing my fingerless support glove. I find these gloves come in very handy. I only need to use the one on my left hand because I'm left-handed, and I've got a little bit of arthritis in my thumb, and I find this is a lifesaver. It enables me to crochet a lot longer without any problems. So I try to use this when I'm working on a big project. Now, here we have a sample piece of a filet crochet foundation, which is how you would start your plaid blanket. If you would like to see how I go about doing my plaid blankets, please watch episode 2, where I have a work in progress, and also I have a finished plaid blanket that I show you and explain some tips on how to do the whole process of making a plaid blanket. But today I'm only going to create an intentional error and fix it so that you can see how I do that. Okay, now if you ever want to stop your work and not lose your stitches, you can use a stitch marker, and it's not going anywhere. So I stopped here, so I'll temporarily remove that and continue with my work. So normally you would chain one and double crochet into the top of the double crochet from the previous row, and then chain one. And I notice here I'm at the edge because I have my stitch marker to indicate the edge. And I take that out and I work into those edge stitches and do the first part of the double crochet. But instead of completing the double crochet, this is where I would change my yarn. So here you loop it over the hook, pull through, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. And what I do now is I take my plastic needle and I take the old yarn and I work through a couple of stitches to bring that old yarn up to the top. That way I have both the old tail and the new one on the top of the current row. Now I can work those in as I continue to crochet. So I'll continue with the piece, the next box, double crochet, and I will stop there and put my stitch marker in to remind me of my edge so I don't miss that edge box on the next row. Chain 1, double crochet into the top of the double crochet from the previous row, chain 1, double crochet into the top of the previous row of the double crochet, chain 1, and you do that all the way across. Double crochet into the double crochet of the previous row. And I'm just going to clip that just to get it out of the way for now. And do one more, chain 1, double crochet into the top of the double crochet from the previous row. Now normally you would chain 1 and continue, but I'm going to make an intentional error here. So instead of chaining 1, I'm going to just double crochet into the next top of the next double crochet. So that would be an error because that is an incomplete box. But let's just say I'm working on a big project and I don't notice that I'm doing that. I haven't noticed my error, so I just keep going and I work toward the end, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and I will be able to fix that error on the next row when I come to it. Chain 1, and here I am at the edge again. So I'm going to take out that stitch marker, create my box, chain 3, 2, 3, turn my work, create that box on the edge, put in my stitch marker so that I remember to do that last box on the edge during the next row when I come to the end of the next row. So now I'll just continue until I see that mistake, which is right here. This is where I missed the chain. So chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, now I see that I've made a mistake, and instead of frogging it out and having to go back to that point to create that full box, what I like to do is chain 1, and right in the center of that post, just pull that apart a little bit. You will see a little hole. So I go right into that hole to do my double crochet. Then I chain 1 and I go into the top of the next double crochet where I would normally make my double crochet, which is just slightly next to the post. That's where I would normally do it. Okay, so thereby you have fixed that error from the previous row, and now it is more of a boxy box. More of a square box. And it's important to have one box for each row because you will need those when you do your final weaves at the end. If you're missing a box, that will mess up your weaving process of the over and under and over alternate rows. So every now and then you want to stop and check your work and make sure that you have all the boxes in place for each row. So if you forget to do a chain, that is one way of eliminating the process of having to go back and rip out your work and redo it. And so then you can just continue and go on with your project. And believe me, in the end, it will not be noticeable when you weave in the strands to create the plaid design. So that's just my opinion, my suggestion, my way of doing it. And I find that it's a big time saver. So I want to thank you for watching, and if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them for me. I'll be happy to read your comments, or if you want to send me an email, that's fine. I read those as well. And hopefully this has been helpful in eliminating that process of having to frog out if you forget a chain stitch from the previous row. Okay, thank you so much for watching and have a blessed day.